Yeah, I was thinking about the better days. My youth so happy, my hair so nappy, had an afro.
Yo, what's going on, guys? What is happening, Arsenal world? It's happened, guys. It's happened. We are there. A lot of jokes going around the fan base. I see everybody bigging up themselves. And it's a sheer joy to look at the forum and seeing how much fun you guys are having. Viktor Gyokeres has signed for Arsenal. And we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to cover. And we need to talk about, obviously, the other two signings, which I spoke about in the last podcast. And again, I've been taking the summer nice and easy, guys. No stress, just letting everything happen. It's kind of the way most of us should be doing. Listening to Twitter, pressing refreshes. I'm seeing some of you guys going crazy out there. That's a scene, guys. Some of you guys just going absolutely mental on Twitter. One guy told me he refreshed his phone about 40 times in one day just to get some news on signings. It's like, guys, man, the summer's supposed to be for you guys relaxing. What's going on, Emerson? Shout out to you. Big up to you, man. Big up to you, Emerson. Big up to you as well. 1818 says Berta is cooking. He is indeed. He is indeed. And Cam says, when you spend time with the players, coaches, and see them up close, they're just like us. Yeah, I put that on Lewis Skelly, to getting excited about the actual announcement that was made and hoping to bring in better players. Yeah, they are, because it infuses a lot of the things that and emotions and passions that players want to feel. They're just as excited with new signings as me and you. So there's no real big issue there. 18 saying, just checked out the forum. Ooh, that's naughty, bro. That's naughty. You're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to say that. That's naughty. Let me just welcome Gary in. Gary, with his newfound internet, means that we're not going to be losing him lagging out anymore. So welcome, Gary. I hope you're doing well. I hope your Wi-Fi and everything is good. How you doing, bro?
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Yeah, I'm not too bad, mate. How's you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I thought I'd come in and have a chat with the fan base today. Lots of things to cover. We're really just going to cover Madueke. We're going to cover Mesquer, and we're going to cover Gyokeres. How's your summer going, though, Gary? You enjoying your football break? Gary's like, no, I want football. I want football.
I can't wait for it to return, mate. It's just so boring. There's nothing to. I'm resorting to having to watch the women's Euros.
I hear you. Emerson saying evening, Gary, as well. 18's just saying, just check the forum. Apollo actually knew
watching
about
them trying
the
to score
signing
penalties
yesterday.
is a joke.
Oh dear. Yeah, I informed the guys that the deal's essentially going to get done within 24 hours yesterday. Gary and Lewis picked up on it. I don't think Nabil and Tony and Vincey was around. I don't think they got the news. But yeah, Gary and Lewis probably woke up this morning thinking, "Ooh, yes, can't wait for the good news to happen." So yeah, we were kind of a little bit ahead of you lot because of that. And I'm happy it's over. I'm happy it's done. Yeah. Listen, and that's the guy you wanted, wasn't it, Gary? That's the guy you wanted, Gyokeres.
Oh, 100%, mate. 100%. He was the one.
Yeah, let's actually. I was going to leave Gyokeres till last, but let's leave him. Let's do him now because everyone's excited about the news and what's actually happened. Let me type this in so we can talk about Gyokeres. Gyokeres signs. Let's get this up on here. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, Viktor Gyokeres is now an Arsenal player. He has signed. It's Berta got his way. That's the thing, Gary. Arteta wanted Sesko, Berta wanted Gyokeres, and he's got his way. And I think when we thought about this before, a lot of the fan base was to and fro. In fact, I did a poll. What was the results of my poll? I'm going to try and get my poll up here so I can have a butchers of what it looks like. I did have a Man United sign up, which was this. If I can have a look at it, I did have a Man United sign up. Add to the stage. The Man United sign that I've got up here, guys, says rejected by Gyokeres, rejected by Ikatike, rejected by the Lap, rejected by the Champions League, rejected by Europa League, rejected by the Conference League, rejected by the top 15. And then it says, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Manchester United, aka Reject FC. Yeah, man, I'm gonna put that on the I'm gonna put that put that on the forum. It's a nice little bit of that's banter. That's proper banter there, guys. That is proper banter. It can't be. I'm just looking at the forum now. Were you guys on the 101 forum talking about Viktor Gyokeres? I gave you the choice between Gyokeres and Sesko. 18% of you said Sesko, and 82% of you said Gyokeres, which quite frankly, that's just a mismatch. And it seems that for me, guys, I was always talking about potential versus production. And were Arsenal really in the place to buy a 21-year-old striker who would only score 13 goals in 33 league games, average, not even as good as Havertz, which is the reason why last season, a lot of us, including me, were saying if Sesko comes in, he's not even going to start above Havertz. He's just not. So that's where we are. And look, Berta was pushing this thing all the way, and he's got what he wanted, Gary. Berta has got his man.
Yeah, it didn't make no sense to me. It didn't make any sense to me going for Sesko. The guy, you know, you're bang on the money. Where we're at right now is we need the players that are ready to go, not someone that's going to take a year, 18 months, 2 years to get settled in. We need to hit the ground running with every signing that we make. And I think, hopefully, touch wood, Gyokeres is that guy.
Yeah, so let's take a dive in. First of all, how did this happen? Well, you guys were aware that Arsenal was only ever going to pay the 63 million euros, which was what, 55 million pounds. That was their top. That's it. That's all they were going to pay. Gyokeres then came in and said, I'm going to give up 2 million of my potential salary fee. That's not his sporting salary because he doesn't earn much. He's what, 40 grand a week. His Arsenal salary is somewhere around 200 grand a week. So he was saying, I'm basically gonna forfeit 2 million of my salary to pay on that lump sum in the over the years, you know, payment over how many years the deal's going to be done. That still wasn't bridging the gap. So we had 2 weeks where Sporting said, we're not moving, and Arsenal said, we're not moving. And then in the middle of all of that, which was a fantastic move, Gyokeres' agent said, I'm going to withdraw my fees to close the gap to make sure that that money goes to Sporting. So Gyokeres forfeited 2 million of his salary. The agent foregone his fees. And then we had a deal. We basically had a deal. At that point, the deal was basically done in terms of meeting the demand of Sporting. What the issue was afterwards, which is what we've been spending the last 7 days doing, was the 10 million incentives. And it wasn't just the 10 million incentives. I was told from my inside sources yesterday, it was also the payment terms. Arsenal wanted to pay over 4 years. Sporting wanted over 2 years. So all they've done there is met themselves in between. And so the payments are going to be done over 3 years. But in regards to the fees, it's 2.5 million of the 10 million incentives, which Sporting wanted an easy way. They wanted an easy way to hit those fees. And that's where the bridge has been done. It's all been agreed now. And today, actually, it was yesterday was the agreement today was just the announcement. So I knew yesterday, once everything went on the table, and then Arsenal said they were happy, Sporting said they were happy, I got a text saying, Apollo, this thing's going to be signed off in 24 hours. I then told Lewis and Gary and all the guys. So we were just really waiting for the news to break today. But that's basically how it happened. In terms of when is he going to join, I would expect him to fly out tomorrow and have some sort of medical. I don't think he's going to be able to make obviously he's not going to make the game because it's not going to happen before then. But I believe he's going to probably do a medical abroad. If not, they'll just take their time with it and say, go to London Coney and do the medical. But I wouldn't expect them to do it because I mean, this guy, Gyokeres, has been twerking. He's been doing backflips. He's been doing the butterfly. He's been doing the electro wave. All them dances there to join Arsenal. And this guy so badly wants to join the team. And I think he's going to be like, I want to fly out there. I want to be with the boys. It's kind of what happened with Havertz previously before when Havertz joined the team. And he just flew straight out to America to join the team rather than joining there. So that's how it all happened, guys. And as I said, Berta seemed to have got his way. So, Gary, you want to say anything before I go in to talk about Gyokeres a little? Gary, you want to say something first before?
I say I'm just happy that we've got this guy. I'm happy that he was the only one out there that is going to take us hopefully to the level we want to be at. You know, he's scored goals for fun in Portugal. Yes, it may not be if you're scoring that amount of goals, and he's done it on international level as well. So it bodes well for the future for Arsenal. So I'm just happy that we got him.
Excellent. And Social says this window feels like Berta is the grown up in the room. And to me, he's come and said, none of this waiting around for the one target. Make the smart, simple decision. Apart from Zuba, find alternatives. Yeah, Zubamendi was done in January. So it was just a foregone conclusion that he was coming here. Ash is saying, finally, yeah, bro. I mean, look, it was always going to get done. There was some spooky talk about Man United coming in, and that was pushed a lot by Fabrizio Romano. And look, guys, I want to say from my stance and what my source was saying, United were never in play. That this was all Sporting just trying to stir up the cauldron a little bit. United had no intentions of putting a bid in. That was, you know, Colin Gordon told me that. My other sources told me that. There was no chance of them because the player specifically said, I only want Arsenal. So they wasn't going to put themselves out there like Manchester City did with Declan Rice. Declan Rice said, I want to go to Arsenal. Man City came in and kind of got embarrassed because they were like, yes, we want to bid 90 million, and Declan weren't even looking their direction. So City kind of came off tacky in that whole situation. And that's really not what Man United wanted to. So Man United was never going to put a bid in. And the situation is he was twerking for Arsenal, always going to join Arsenal. And that's basically where he is right now. And everybody, there's elation. The forum, our forum is going nuts right now. Guys, for you who are new, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to Arsenal 101. And for you guys, the description of the forum, the link for the forum on Facebook is actually down below as well. So click that and join our forum. We've got nearly 8,000 people on there. Would love to have you in with the chat every day. Shout out to Naga as well. Shout out to Sculpture, following very closely. Yep. And so, guys, I just want to talk about Gyokeres. Me and Gary will just give you our thoughts about what we think he can bring to the team. For me, guys, and I've talked about this every time, it's not the goals. It's not 97 goals in like 98 games. It's the chances created. This guy created 70 chances last season. 70. That would have put him around the Odegaard, Saka, remember Odegaard and Saka are in the top 5 in Europe. So that would have put him behind them, just behind them. So this guy is just not about goals with this guy. He's hold up play, his creativity, his passing. He knows how to create chances as well as score goals. So for me, guys, Viktor Gyokeres, we got to talk about his all-round ability to play up front. He's a clinical finisher, yes. His strength, you guys have seen what happens when he takes off his top and you can just see his muscles just bulging out. He's super strong with the ability to score. He's two-footed. He does prefer his right, but he is two-footed. He loves to run behind the defense. We don't really have that. We have guys running wide, not running direct. So what happens when Arsenal break is the ball goes to the side, the defense resets itself, and then Arsenal recycle the ball from side to side. That's Arsenal's problem number one. Number two, which we're going to come on to later, Arsenal don't run directly at the defense. We don't have players who run at the defenders and take them on. You know, Saka, I would say, is an average player when it comes to beating a man. I would give Saka probably 5 or 6 out of 10 in terms of dribbling skills, taking on defenders. Martinelli, I'd probably give him a 3. We've seen sometimes when Martinelli's up for it, he can do it, but I just don't think he's got the confidence to go past players. And also, not confidence, he hasn't got the moves. When you're a skilled player, you've got to have ball skills. In other words, to dummy one side, show the defender one side, and then come back and go through the middle, or go through the defender's legs, or do something, some kind of trickery. We don't really have that. Our players don't have the trickery. And I said I'll come on that later on because we're going to talk about Madueke. But for Viktor Gyokeres, guys, this running behind the defense just creates a constant problem for opponents. It scares them. When he played us, he just gives you something out of nothing. I remember him breaking on the right, on the left. He had Gabriel and Saliba in tow as a 1-2, and he's just gone and run directly at them, gone by Saliba and hit the post. That was out of nothing, with no support, nothing.
It was Kivior, weren't it? He got past Saliba, and then he was
yeah. And so that was out of nothing, guys. So for me, it's his hold-up play. It's bringing other players into the final third. He just excels in that kind of transition for me. His ability to win aerial duels. He's strong in the air. When people jump up with him to win headers, I just see them bounce off him. So for me, guys, he's a physical presence, which makes him a threat in various attacking scenarios for me. And that's what he's going to bring to Arsenal. Not just a goal scorer, creating chances for his teammates with his passing ability and hold-up play. If I had to say, because I know what some of you guys in the chat are saying, I'm already reading your messages. If I had to say areas for develop, I think it would be defensively. And why? Because I absolutely love Kai Havertz. When it comes to tackles, duels, recoveries, Kai Havertz is just a don. He's just a don. And Sesko had a little bit of that in him. Gyokeres doesn't have any of that in him. So if I'm Arteta, I'm getting this guy in. I'm going to teach you about how your ability to defend works. And, you know, defense, as they say, guys, a great defense starts from the top. Thierry Henry used to say that, yeah? A great defense starts from the top. There's the pressure from Odegaard, the pressure from Saka, the pressure from Havertz that has made us who we are in terms of the number one defense. So that is, for me, I think, is where his development's going to come. You know, combining his physicality, that intelligent movement, and that goal scoring ability with the ability to drop back and help press defenses and defend from the top. Gary, your thoughts on Viktor Gyokeres as a whole? Your 2 cents?
Yeah. So yes. So I pretty much. Which is like Odegaard, which is like Havertz. He'll hurry defenders. He'll press like mad. But really and truly, for me, I think it's going to be, if you look at some of the chances we missed, if you take Man United in the FA Cup, Havertz had 2 or 3 chances, in the 6-yard box that he missed. I don't think this guy misses them chances. I think this guy buries every single one of them chances that Havertz missed. And this is not it's not a slate on Havertz, because I love Havertz. I think he's been a brilliant player for us. But ultimately, goals win you football matches. You know, on the basis of a strong defence. If you can score goals, you will win football matches. And I just think that this guy, so everything you've mentioned, he's running in behind, his hold up plays, you know, linking midfield to attack. But I just think
Gary seems to be freezing a little bit. Guys, can you tell me in the chat? Is Gary? Not really. It was cutting out a little bit. Guys, is he cutting out for you as well, or is it just me? Just wanted to find out there whether it's just me he's cutting for. But yeah, I mean, from what I heard from you, Gary, I totally agree with it. See what our guys are saying here. Ashik is saying, do you believe now, guys, when we go into those final 8 games with City or Liverpool up our tails, do you believe now, guys, when Aston Villa or Brighton can no longer bully us? Do you believe? Yeah, and a lot of people are automatically saying, yeah, we're going to win the league. Yeah, we're going to win the league. Guys, this still doesn't guarantee us. It improves our odds. It greatly improves our odds, but it still doesn't guarantee a league title. I think it would be our best chance to win the league, because we've already come off the back of back-to-back year seasons where we are the number 1 defense in the league. So the defense is set, it's solid, and we've only improved that. We've got cover, we've got 2 left backs, 2 left centre backs, 2 right centre backs. For right back, I'm not so sure, because yeah, we've got 2 right backs. If I talk about Timber and I talk about Ben White, so at the back 4 and goalkeeper, we've basically got 2 guys in every position. So talk to me about injuries as much as you like. I think the defense is set. The midfield, I still think we're a little bit short in the midfield, and attacking wingers, we're probably a bit short there. And so in regards to Arteta, I can come on to Arteta now. Let me get socials out of the way. Losing 5-1 is still 90 minutes is still running. Scott says, hope we will be boiling come next season. And Social says his ability to alone up top is a major help if we want to defend it. Yeah. Could you imagine if we're really up against it and then we play a 5 at the back, 4 midfield, and 1 up front? He's gonna hurt you, man. He can get you a goal out of nothing. Like all the times when we've gone down to 10 men, or we've been pinned back, especially against PSG. We've never had a guy who can get you a ball out of nothing. Like you hit a 50-yard long ball over, and then it ends up being a goal. We've never really had a guy like that. Cam saying his ability to create chances out of nothing is the best for me. Yeah, so Ashik said, yeah, you're still freezing, Gary. I'm not sure why. Gary's actually using the new internet, everybody. So for some reason, it should be fine. I'm not sure why it's freezing. Sculpture said, yes, we can win the league. It's nuts, mate. It's nuts. And so, guys, for Arsenal, where do we stand in terms of Arsenal? So I think in regards to Arsenal, where we stand, we've spent now 183 million. 183 million, guys. But I don't think we're finished. And I'll tell you why. Because we lost 6 players. Yeah, we've lost 6 players, and then Sterling and Neto went back to Chelsea and Bournemouth. So that means we've lost 8 players from last season. So far, including Gyokeres, that's 5 players on the transfer. 5. So that means we're still short 3 players. So for me, guys, I think that we're either going to see a couple of things happen. Number 1, and I said that the Eze deal was very close. And I can update you guys because I know you guys are probably going to ask me about Eze. The situation with Eze is we've made 3 proposals to Palace. they have come back to us on a couple of them in terms of academy players, Reece Nelson, Josh Nicholas, and a few others. But I think it's got to the stage now where Palace are not really responding. They've not really had any response back. And half of that is because we haven't pressured them. Our team has been over for the last 5 days trying to iron out this Gyokeres deal. So we're a little bit stretched in terms of manpower at the moment. So our guys have been over there every day battling and negotiating hard with Sporting Lisbon. So Palace not really brought anything to the table, and nor have we. So I'm expecting this week for the Eze thing to ramp up a little. But it looks like from where I'm sitting that Palace would just prefer us to proc the 60 million with 8 million incentives release clause. I think that because if they wanted the option players that we presented, they would have taken it. And that, guys, has been going on for 3 or 4 weeks. So I'm just giving you my opinion now. Yeah. My opinion is I believe that with all this tinkering, Palace are probably just going to want to say, you know what, let's just hit the release clause. We get our 68 million. You guys get your player, and then both sides can move on. So that's what I think is going to happen in this scenario, because otherwise I think Palace would have taken Nelson, and that's a non-starter now, because Nelson's now talking about he wants to go back to Fulham. Josh Nicholas, who's from the academy, he was up for a year going to Palace, but that's not happened either. So
what was that?
Yeah, so that's not really happened. Sculpture says, that's the signings I'm looking at forward to after Gyokeres deal can be Josh family to the Majestic here. Yes, I think they can. Ashik says, don't count the money this season. We wanted the squad. Here's a squad. Exactly. And that's the thing. I see a lot of people talking about Arteta now spent $1 billion. Well, first of all, Arteta's not the technical director, so he doesn't buy players. But so that's Arsenal we're talking about. Arsenal, yes, they've spent $1 billion in the last 5 years. But guys, that's just an average of 200 million a season. That's just us staying in the game, because other teams are spending more than us. The Chelseas, the Man Uniteds, those teams, guys, have spent more. So it's one of those things where, and Liverpool. So, Liverpool's just gone crazy this season. Like 2 players on 90 million, and they're not even finished. So I think, for me, guys, it's just one of those things where I don't like people talking about the money situation, because you got to spend just to be in it. Shout out to you, Tony. What's going on, Tony?
How you doing, guys? Yeah, I
doing good.
Just
see you, Mr. C.
Evening, sir. How art thou?
Yep. Tony's there. Everybody's doing good, man. What's your thoughts of our new signing, Gyokeres?
All good. Nice
to see you. Look, I mean, I'm looking at some of the business other people are doing, and like I'm just putting it into sort of perspective. You look at Brian and Bueno for Man United. That's 65 million.
Yeah.
And the goals are nowhere near at the rate of Viktor Gyokeres. So look, the money might sound a lot, but the goals is the goals. You either know where the goal is or you don't. And right now we just need somebody who knows where the goal is, and this kid knows where the goal is. There's no if, buts, or maybes about that. So I'm glad that it's been done.
Excellent. And I just said to the guys, Tony, that does this guarantee a title win for us? No, it doesn't, but it brings us closer.
It definitely does.
Brings us closer. And when I look at the defense, there's 2 men in every position. Left back, left centre back, right back, and goalkeeper. There's 2 players for every position. And you can actually interlink those players. Does that make sense? You can interlink, so you can get to a situation where you're only starting players for 28 games. You can do that now. The question is, will he? That's the question: is will Arteta?
Yeah, I think
use
that's one
the
thing he
squad?
has to get right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Is will he use the squad? That is the only thing left for him to do, and I think the fact that he hasn't trusted those. He hasn't trusted the players. He hasn't trusted the guys he's had on the bench to come on and do a job for him, and now he will. He will have that trust, and I think that is just going to be an absolutely a great thing. It's going to be, if we sign Eze, that's probably going to be the best transfer window in Arsenal history, in my opinion. Imagine that. If we sign Eze, that would be nuts. Eze, Gyokeres, Maduaki, Mascara, Zubamendi, Kepa. Are you mad? Are you mad? If we sign Eze, that is it, bro. We're cooking, man. Godwin says, congratulations to Arsenal. I'm so happy about this signing, and I have been waiting here for the here we go all day. Gunners for life. Yeah, man. Listen, it's this is gonna make us such a strong team. Ashik said we need Odegaard's best season. He can't get any worse than last season, bro. He's for sure he's gonna have an improve. And then look at what he's got to work with. Look at what he's got to work with. He's got so much weapons to work with. It's just going to be ridiculous. It's going to be so good. DWTT, big shout out to you, man. I haven't seen you in a while, so shout out to you, my brother. And guys, so yeah, so for me, on the Arteta side, he probably needs Eze or Rodrigo. I don't think it would be Rodrigo. I think the Rodrigo deal, 100 million, that's a no for me. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. That's foolishness.
It's got to be Eze. It has to be Eze.
Yeah,
it can't be
definitely.
Rodrigo. It has to be Eze.
Yeah, most definitely. And Martinelli, yeah, Sculpt says we need Martinelli to step up. Yeah, I do think so, because you know what? Martinelli's actually going to get pushed properly. You know, people talk about Trossard. Trossard always kind of won that battle when the two of them were playing. And I think Arteta was forced to play Martinelli last season for the simple reason that you've got this guy who you're just not getting anything out of. And you're not going to get anything out of him on the bench. Martinelli was never going to develop on the bench. But the problem in that scenario was Trossard was just the better player. He was. He was. And he knew that. And that's why Trossard got frustrated. And that's probably why Trossard wants to leave. Because he's just like, look, I'm better than these guys. I give you more goals, more intelligent play. I can pass the ball better. I'm better in transition. Martinelli just doesn't have the vision for that. So I think Trossard, many times, and Arteta was vocal about it. He wasn't shy about it. Arteta said Trossard wasn't happy. So it does not surprise me the fact that Trossard wants to leave. And yeah, you know what? If he wants to leave, let him go. You've got options now, so you shouldn't have to worry about that. Investing in Martinelli stocks. It's going to push Martinelli to be a better player, no matter what happens. What has happened is just going to make him be a better player. It just is. We've just got better. Gary's saying, I'm not sure if you can on Xbox. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that. I think it's just PC only. We've got here what the front line could look like. Madueke, Martinelli, Eze, Saka, Trossard, and then you've got Gyokeres and you've got Odegaard. That's just sick, man. You're just having fun now. You're just having fun. You're just having fun now. Yeah? That's what you're doing. You're just having fun. That's a ridiculous lineup. So guys, I do want to talk about Madueke. There are some things that I need to talk about. First of all, what on earth were you guys doing in terms of our fan base and slamming this guy on Twitter? I mean, what on earth is that all about? What were we thinking as a fan base? That's just the worst side of us, and it is embarrassing. And I don't know why, because when I was talking to the guys when we were doing the streams and I was talking about Madueke, especially when we were playing Chelsea, he was the only guy I was worried about. Guys, he goes past defenders. He's dribbles. He has twice as many dribble completions than any other player on Arsenal's team. Twice. We've got players doing 3 dribbles a game. This guy's doing 8 dribbles a game. 8 dribbles a game. And the most we've got in our team is 3.5. He just scares defenses. And when you're in a low block and you're recycling the ball and it's boring because it's going from side to side, how do you break that? You break that by having someone with the ability to just run into the box, beat 2 men with the ball and pop off a shot. But that's something we can't do. We don't have the ability to do that. We buy a player who's perfect on the right side or the left side. In fact, the last 10 games for Chelsea and his last 3 games for England was on the left. So it's perfect for me. So he can easily cut inside, outside, create shot. I think he's 5th in the Premier League in shots. 5th. So this guy shoots. He shoots the ball. And for me, he's 23 years old. Is he perfect? No. Because I think he needs to work on his finishing. I think his finishing is I think he's 5 or 6 out of 10. As a footballer in terms of skill level, I think he's up there. He's an 8 or 9. Gary, your thoughts on Madueke?
I have absolutely no problem at all with a team that can go past people, that can beat people for fun. We hope that's what Sterling was going to bring, but obviously that never worked out. But I have no problem at all with Madueke. I think he's a very good player, and I think he'll bring something to our team that we just don't have. And if he gets his finishing right, he just in the box and little cutbacks and crosses. I think he's a really good signing. I have no problem with it at all. I don't understand all the hoorah about it. Socials, he's saying that people have the right not to like players, and he's correct. There's nothing wrong with that. But what is wrong is when you got people doing petitions, complaining that a player's come and you're signing a petition like you don't want him. Give the guy a chance. He's not like the other dead wood that we've signed from Chelsea. This guy's an England international, 23 years old. He's not even hit his prime yet. His prime will come in 5. We'll see what he's all about. But I've got no problem with the signing at all.
Yeah, and for me, it's like you've got to remember this guy, as I said, such a high skill level at Chelsea. I think he was Chelsea's best player. I think he was better than Neto. And Neto went for 60 million the year before. I thought we missed out on Neto. But when I see this guy come, I'd take this guy over Neto all day long. And the thing for me, guys, is and the thing for me, guys, is,
and let's not forget, Apollo, that when Cole Palmer went missing for 4 months, Madueke was carrying Chelsea.
Yeah,
because Cole Palmer was missing for the last 3-4 months of the season. He never had an assist, didn't have a shot, didn't have a goal, nothing
in 18 games. So guys, I think, look, here's the problem with Arsenal. They don't have anyone that can beat a man. They had the 5th most shots last season, which was behind Liverpool, City, Chelsea, and Bournemouth. We had the highest percentage of shots on target, but we had the shortest distance of those shots. So I think it was 15.1 meters. So we weren't shooting outside the box. It's just something we weren't doing. And then our XG was awful. Our XG, for the amount of chances we created, We weren't bagging any goals. So look, as I said to you guys about Madueke, I think that when he dribbles into the box, it creates problems. Guys, Arsenal Football Club, you're going to be shocked about this. Arsenal Football Club had 2 penalties last season. We were awarded 2 penalties all season long. That's ridiculous. For context, I think City had 7, Liverpool had 9. We were nowhere. We were no. And why is that? Because in order for you to get a penalty, what have you got to do? You got to dribble in the box with the football. And we weren't doing that. We weren't doing that. I've got some crazy stat up here, guys. Hold on, bear with me. I'm going to see if I can find it. Let's see if we can find it, shall we? Dribbles. Here we go. Here we go. In the opponent's box. Yes, here we go. Right. Let me boot this up so I can show you guys what he's like in comparison to what we've got here. Let's move this up, shall we? Okay, let's bring this in. Take that away, and let's move this in. Sorry, guys. Just bear with me. Right, here we are. Right. So here we go. Here we are, guys. This is Madueke in comparison to all of the players that Arsenal have. Same appearance, probably the same amount of goals as Trossard and Martinelli. Ranieri with 4 goals there. Assists, probably about the same assists. Trossard, obviously Trossard's a better player in terms of he's intelligent and movement. So Trossard, being more of a veteran, has got more assists. But look at the expected goals, guys. His XG is way higher than all the other players. Martinelli, Ranieri, Trossard, doesn't matter who you throw at me. His expected goals is way higher. But look at it. Look at this. It's the touches in the box. He's got more touches in the box than all the players that we have. Chances created can be an improvement. You can see with the assist of 3 that, that's something that Arteta's going to work on him. But he's more of a Walcott, get the ball, more a direct player, get the ball, beat a man and have a shot, rather than get the ball, beat a man and pass. Yeah, he's more of a direct player. So I'm guessing that's something he's going to pick up in regards to him actually being an assist player. But his possession 1, look, defensively, he's better than Martinelli and Ranieri. So, possession 1, 84. We like that because we like winning the ball back in the final third. But guys, dribbles completed, 45 for him, 38 for Trossard, 33 for Martinelli, 37 for Ranieri. So he, in terms of dribbling and going past the man, that's what we want. That's what we want, guys. Yeah, that's exactly what we want.
It's what we need.
So,
it's not what we want. It's what we need.
Exactly. And remember, guys, for me, this is a player who has not been trained by Mikel Arteta. Yeah, so he hasn't. You heard Declan Rice all the time say, when I came to Arsenal, picking up the system is tough. Yeah. This is the best DM in the league for the last 3 years, statistically. I know everybody says it's Rodri, but statistically, the guy with the most interceptions, tackles, recoveries is Declan Rice. And he comes to Arsenal and says, man, I'm struggling to pick this system up. It's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah. And that is basically what Mikel Moreno said as well. Moreno said, I'm still learning. So I'm still picking it up. So the fact that Madueke has got all of that to work with, I think that is a blessing. But for me, guys, and again, I have to say it, he's just unplayable at times. He is. I think the overlooked aspects of this signing is he's already good friends with Declan Rice, Maslou Skelly, Urian Timber, Saka. in his video, he mentioned he called them to discuss the move before he made it. He said, what's it like down there, guys? Because he's a North Londoner, ain't it? Yeah, he's originally just across the road from me in Barnet. So he's a North Londoner. So he was just like, he was phoning them, man, they're talking about, what's it like to play for Arsenal? So this is the thing. We got guys who want to be here. They want to be here. He's technically a refined player already. For some players, you've got to teach them how to be skillful. You've got to teach them that part of the game. He already knows how to do that. It's like when Yuri came out of the academy and he was already beating a man and popping off shots, top bins, all that stuff. You don't have to teach a man that. He's already got them skills. So he's technically gifted from that standpoint. The close control with the ball at his feet, the shooting technique, if he works hard on focuses on his game, for me, guys, he'll definitely improve under Arteta. And there's just another thing I want to say for a couple of you guys. I've been reading in the chat a couple of you guys talking about Saka's backup. Let me tell you something. Do you think he's come here to be Saka's backup? Do you think he's come here to be Saka's backup? Guys, he's coming because he sees a chance to make a name for himself. He's coming because he sees an opening. He's coming because he don't want to be no bench warmer. He wants to play. And I think Arteta would start out giving Martinelli a chance on the left. He'll give him 3, 4, 5 games. Go on, Gary. Gary's internet's really struggling. Yeah, Gary's internet's really struggling. Yeah, go on, Gary. I've got you back.
Yeah, I think Madueke starts over Gabriel Martinelli within the first few games of the season. I think he'll start off with Martinelli, and then we'll get to see Madueke on the left, Saka on the right, and then I think Madueke takes Martinelli's spot, and then you've got the option to bring Martinelli on when the defences are tired for his pace, and then you've got the option to switch Madueke over to the right and give Saka the rest that he needs. So I think it works all round. Yeah,
I agree with that. I like Martinelli coming off. I like Martinelli coming off the bench. I love the way he scares the defenders with their tired legs. I think Martinelli is far more effective coming off the bench. And could you imagine you could be in a situation where you've got Martinelli coming off the left-hand side against tired legs, and Wanyeri coming through the middle or from the right-hand side against tired legs as well. So we're just going to be in a great situation if that happens. But I think, guys, it's very, very rare in this day and age to sign a player of that age, 23 years old, England international, and experience. It's rare, guys. We don't normally see it. Could you imagine if somebody signed Saka 2 years ago? That's what we're talking about here. We're talking about an upcoming star, English international, one of their best attacking players on that Chelsea team, and them selling him to us, going across the road to a London team. That's, to me, this feels like if Chelsea bought Saka 2 years ago. That's what it feels like. That's rare, guys. That doesn't happen all the time. So, look, I can't wait to see this guy play. I think it's a great deal. Well done, Arsenal, for that. And look, just ignore the noise. Yeah, show them what you can do, and then let it take off. As for Mascara, guys, Gary, what's your thoughts on Mascara?
Not really seen a lot of him, but what I have seen, you obviously go and check the little clips, don't you, on YouTube and stuff. He looks like he can play right centre half and left centre half. Looks like another good spec to be good in the tackle. Just looks like another version of Saliba, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, and guys, he will be. Sorry, go on, Gary, finish up.
I just hope it doesn't mean the end for Kivior. So a good defensive reinforcement, and again, it allows the Salibas to have a rest. It allows Gabriel to have a rest. You know, they can't keep playing every single minute of every game because that's how they're picking up these injuries, which in turn derail our season.
Yeah, I think for me,
so, and obviously for the price we've paid for this guy, was it 20 million euros or something like that? Again, it could turn out to be.
Yeah, Gary, I think when you look at the fact that Dean Hulson from Bournemouth went to Real Madrid for 50 million. 50 million pounds, by the way, guys. So that's what? And this guy goes to Arsenal for 18 million. 18 million euros. That's ridiculous. This guy's gone to Arsenal for 18 million euros. That is a steal, as socials are saying down here. That is a steal. You've literally got a guy who can come in, play at the same level, because that's what he excels in. He's I've been watching a couple of his games for Valencia. He's an elite defender. He played 37 out of the 38 games for them last season, so he's very durable. But I like the way he moves and he shifts. He's kind of got that. He plays well within a defensive line. He communicates a lot. You can see him hover around and read the game. You know, he recognizes assignments quickly. That read and react skill. Always manages to get in front of attackers and in around the box, choosing the right angles to stop them from getting a shot off and goal. He just reads the game really well at such a young age, 21, and I just like his anticipation. I really do, making quick and composed decisions. I think that we've got someone special here, and a guy who relies on reading the game well, times his tackles really well. He also has the ability to play the ball out from the back. I've seen some long balls where I've gone, whoa, I didn't know he could do that. Yeah, it's Emerson says it's totally unknown to him. It would be good. I think that's the reason why you have to look at Andre Berta in the fact that he's cooking. Because look, Berta knows, right? I have a joke about Edu and Arteta had their yellow pad, their yellow book. Berta has, before Berta came to Arsenal, he had his guys. He had his guys in his yellow book. He knew what was happening. He knew who were the young blood that was upcoming, and that's the beauty of having a good scout in an agent. If you got a good scout, he's already on it. He's already putting the vibes out, talking to the people, spending time watching film. He's already on it. So the fact that Berta was able to get this done, this is a steal. It's another Saliba move. Socials are saying current skill for 20, he's 21 and needs to work on his heading. And I think it's just Premier League experience, because for what we've seen him do in La Liga has been really, really good. As I said, making quick, composed decisions, using his angles well, really, really, really defending well. And obviously Valencia is in financial stress. So Arsenal went and picked up that one. They tried to hang their way in for 14 million euros, but Valencia wanted 18. They weren't going to budge on that. So look, I think that is a really, really good deal. And yeah, Gary, overall, big plus from me. Hey, Garfield, we missed you. We did a Man United intro, so you can kind of rewind back and look at the front of the video. We bigged up Man United. We bigged up Man United.
Garfield, me old mate. What's happening?
Listen, they need to sign Martinez. Well, they got to sign Martinez, even though they don't have the 40 million. They will have to talk. Yeah, they got to sign. And you know what? Onana is sitting at home with his contract and thinks that he's going to walk straight back into that team. No, bro, you're gone, mate. You're gone. Yeah, he's Brock. He's Brock. A little bit like Jesus. How much playing time is Jesus going to get when he comes back to Arsenal, Gary.
But Apollo, did you see? Did you see Anana playing on that dusty old pitch in Cameroon? That was just a mud pitch. That's how he injured himself, because he was playing some grass football on some crazy mud-filled pitch.
It's madness. It's madness. It's madness.
I think Jesus will come back later on in the season, when he around November time.
Yeah, and they can't get rid of him now because
we'll come back firing and be able to stay fit, and then we'll probably sell him the season after.
Yeah, I mean, Cam wants me to talk about outgoings. Yeah, I've covered the new signings, guys. If you want to ask me any questions about Gyokeres, about Mascara or Madueke, then just put it in the chat, and I'll answer any questions that you guys have. Outgoings, I think, from my knowledge of what's happening right now, I think they need to focus on bagging this Eze deal and then get a work on getting the outgoings done. Guys, remember, we're only in the latter part of July. We've still got 7-8 weeks of the transfer window to open. We're not even in August yet, guys. And you guys are talking about our transfer window. When we get Eze in and a couple, we're literally done. Guys, we've already done our business, literally. The hard part is done. That's behind us. Yeah, the hard part is already done. So look, Tavares outgoings, he's already gone. Marquinhos, he's gone. Fabio Vieira, I haven't heard anything lately. So as soon as I will hear something, I'll let you know. All roads point to him going back.
Doesn't CC want to take him to Parma?
Yeah. Jesus, we just talked about Jesus. He's still recovering. Hopefully, we'll be able to find someone for him in January, unless he's able to contribute in another way. But unfortunately for me, guys, it's about FFP. You've got to show some incomings this summer, and so selling a Zinchenko, selling Trossard, selling a Jesus within the next financial calendar year all works towards our book. So if we could get 60 to 70 million for those 3 players, I'd be very happy. Hein, I don't know whether Hein is staying or going. I'm hearing Hein might stay and be the 3rd goalkeeper. But I think there's value in selling him and putting a 30% release clause on or add-on fee whenever he goes, because he might turn out to be a really good goalkeeper. Lokonga, I've not heard anything from him. From what I know from his agent and the guys on my sources at London Coney, Lokonga wants to do pre-season with Arsenal. He wants to try and work his way into the team. We lost a couple of players in the midfield, and we're still short. Even when we lost El Nene and Jorginho, we lost a couple of players. We're still short in the midfield. So I think he's trying to get there and prove to Arteta that he belongs. But we'd be lucky to get 10 million for him if we sell him. That's still 10 million that would count on our books. So it's still good money. Reece Nelson, he's garnering a lot of interest. Whether it's a loan again, I don't know. The fact that he's had the injury, it's not good. You can't make money on injured players. So I'll let you know what happens there. Trossard, I think, again, he could go for 20, 25 million.
You just need to sell Reece.
Yeah, Gary. Right? Yeah, it is. Yeah, Gary, you're still cutting out, Gary. Yeah, so I think Trossard and Zinchenko, there's still some money there on the table, and I would take that money. I would. But don't be surprised, guys, if either one of those players stays, Trossard or Zinchenko. Don't be surprised if either one stays. And I tell you that because of the salary that each player is earning. That's the problem, not so much for Trossard, because Trossard is very high value. It's a very high value player. But I'm talking about Zinchenko. Zinchenko as a left back option for a top team is a no-go. So with that sort of salary, you know, the 90 grand a week, that's a problem. And so don't be surprised if that there's an issue there of getting something like that over the bar. Emerson, who's Emerson, let me know when we're doing some under 21 games, man. Emerson says Hein will go and Seaford would be the third choice. Yeah, I think Hein should go. I really do. I see value in him. I do see value in him. And Seaford be 17 this year, isn't it? So yeah, I think that again is more value to us to keep him as a third goalkeeper. Yeah, so yeah, Garfield, I'll catch up with you later, man. Garfield's gone to check for Fabrizio Romano on Twitter to see what signings Man United have got over the bar. So yeah, I think that is it for the signings and the updates, guys. Just checking to see if you guys have got any questions for me to answer. Cam is saying, Berta, get me Eze and you can go down in history. It's the same for me. It's unheard of. If you told me at the beginning of the window that we were going to be making these signings,
We'll build you a statue, mate.
for real. So listen, Gary, any closing comments from you? Any closing comments?
A statue of that man if he gets paid.
Any closing comments from you, Gary?
No, so far the windows. We got the main guy that we was after, Mr. Gyokeres. If we get Eze, I think we'll all be in dreamland as Arsenal fans. Just get rid of the couple of players that we need to kind of balance the books, and then silverware.
Yeah. I think for me is there has to be a settlement done with Crystal Palace in order for this Eze thing to go through. 2 Premier League fixtures not out yet. Okay, that's for the under 21s. And you guys in the chat, if you want to join me, Gary, and Emerson, and a couple of us at the under 21s, it is free over at Boreham Wood, just around the corner from where I live. So you can just attend. That way, you get to have the evening out. And then you get to see your eyes on the young upcoming talent. 18 is saying, is as just Eze. No, I think if I'm sitting here and talking about an option, I think Xavi Simons is an option. I think Bournemouth Semedo is still an option, as well as Eze. But I think Eze is the best option. I think that's where we differ. I think we can talk about how many options we have got left for players coming in, but I think the best option is definitely Eze. I think Eze is the best option. What Eze would do in this team would be ridiculous. No, I don't think that's not been talked about. I know he's had his photos done. There was a bit of a leak on him having his photos done at London Coney. Gary?
I think Mosquera will work. Number 3, he wore 3 for Valencia, and obviously KT has justified that shirt.
Yeah,
so I think he'll wear them.
And the thing is, he'll only take that because Mars Lewis Skelly's going to keep that 49, that 49 unbeaten. There's no way Mars Lewis Skelly's getting rid of that. I know Wanyeri's got his 22, he's got his new number. But Mars Lewis Skelly is not going to get rid of that number 49. That is it. Charles is saying, what a transfer in all years. Only happiness and appreciation to Bert. Yeah, and that's the thing. Look, we went out there and got one of the best in the world to get it done. And that's exactly what he's gone and done. He's done what was expected of him to do. And I know we all love Ede. I know we all love Edu for what he's done.
But do you know the funny thing, Apollo?
What's that? What's that, Gary?
The funny thing is, we was all praising Edu, and look how this guy has just come in and made Edu look like a fool.
I mean, he hasn't made him look like a fool, but in a sense, he's
We all
made.
loved Edu, and Bert has come in and made him look like an idiot.
And remember, Edu was new in his job, just like Arteta was new in his job. And there were some things that Edu was brilliant at. There were some things that Edu struggled with. A lot of Arsenal fans saying too many South American players, you know, too many Brazilians, blah, blah, blah. And now we're going to be in a situation where we're going to get a lot of Spanish influence. But that's not bad, is it, guys? Because look at Spain's record in the World Cup and in the Euros. You know, Spain are practically the best team in the world right now. So it stands to reason that if we get a lot of their players, I'm not gonna fuss with that. You know, Zumbamedi compared to Rodri. I'm not going to complain with that. I'm not going to complain about that. So I've got no issue whatsoever with that in regards to Andre Berta. No issues at all with that. Just let him cook. And he's showing, you know, the way he dealt with the Gyokeres situation was brilliant. I think that Edu would have folded. I think Edu would have folded. He would have worn his poker face, and I think Sporting would have got Edu to pay more money. Andre Berta was like, nah, man. Andre Berta was like, I know my value. So it's like, I know my value. I know how good we are. We're not moving from that. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, any last closing comments, Gary?
No, not really. Just say hope Eze's in next. And
okay, so that's it from us, guys.
Eze
101. Oh, sorry. Gary, you cut out again.
Yeah, just said, let's get Eze in, and then we're good to go.
So, guys, thanks for joining us. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button and join us on this journey to a title, championship, Champions League win this season. The journey starts now. There's a game tomorrow, guys. So our first preseason game. I have to check the timing of the games because obviously I'm at work, so I've got to see whether we can actually do that as a live game tomorrow. But if we can, we will. And we'll catch up with you later and keep up with us. Join the forum.
12:30 kickoff.
At 12:30 in the day? Or 12:30 at midnight?
Yeah, 12:30 in the day, yeah.
All right, yeah, so that's a definite no because I'm
No,
working at
12:30 in the day.
Yeah, yeah. Russ is saying South Americans are Spanish. Yeah, yeah, in a way. That's a nice way of putting it. That's a good one there. Yeah, so that's it, guys. We'll try and catch up with you and maybe do something and talk about the first preseason game once we get some good footage of it. But yes, Gyokeres is an Arsenal player. Arsenal have got him over the line. We have our beast, and we are going to unleash him on the Premier League this season. It's drop the mic from Arsenal and Andre Berta on this one. Speak to you guys later, man. Peace out, everybody.